You know, the disquiet in the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, may be far from being over. In a move aimed at reconciling the warring camps of the party, the National Working Committee, the NWC, rose from its meeting on Thursday, chaired by Acting Chairman Ambassador Umar Damagum, and reversed the suspension of some leaders of the party. And so, former governors Ibrahim Shema of Katsina State, Ayo Fayose of Ekiti State, former number 3 man Pius and Aslam Aliyu of Zamfara State are no longer on suspension. Meanwhile, we can tell you this, the PDP has suspended the Igyorov Ward Executive Committee of the party in Gboko, Benue State. They are seen as the masterminds of Iyorchia Ayu's suspension. Jide, the French have something they say. They say the more things change, the more they remain the same.
Yes, but, you know, on this program, on the day we debated this issue, what we kept saying was, look, you people are in crisis. You just lost an election. This is not the time to start kicking people out of the party. You need to do a postmortem. Ask yourself, where did we go wrong? And try to fix that problem ahead of future election. But you started on the wrong footing. And these people that you are kicking away, they are very valuable. They are very valuable. So look at when Anyim said, well, I do not regret what I've done. In my state, there is a zoning policy. Our own party imposed a candidate that went against the zoning agenda. So I decided to support the APC, and I have no regret. Shema, the former governor of Katsina, in his own case said, you must reverse that decision immediately or I leave. They gave them that condition. So in the case of Fayose's lawyer fired them a letter accusing them of libel. In the wordings of the letter, suspending him. So even the people suspended were already baying for blood. They were ready, they were set for a fight. Yes. You know? And because they also didn't follow their constitution. If a member of NEC, somebody high in the party like Fayose, if you are going to suspend him, you must follow due process. Yeah. If you do not follow due process, it will take you to court. You will be disgraced. You will have eggs on your faces. So now, I think they've decided to look at the whole issue holistically, and they've concluded that, no, at this time, let us calm down. Let's calm down. Because by hemorrhaging party members to rival parties at this time, you are not going to be strong enough for the next election.
Oh yeah.
So I think reason somehow has prevailed. But in the case of those who suspended Ayu, again, they did not follow the constitution of the party. So maybe to that extent, their own punishment
with them too.
Could be justified, could be said to be justified. But the truth is, people like Fayose, they are ready for a fight with the party. In the case of Fayose, because of the libelous content of that letter, and the fact that they didn't follow procedure.
Process, yeah. All right, we must make some money, so go on a commercial break. We'll be back, but please stay with us. All right, then, welcome back. Dotun, still about the disquiet in the opposition party, you know.
Now, my major thought when I heard this news was, where were these people who reinstated all of these people when Ayu was taking those decisions? Because you cannot just say to me that they had a long meeting overnight after Ayu, or that day after Ayu stepped aside and took that decision. What it meant was there were people in that executive who believed that what was going on was wrong.
Yes.
So if you were there and you did not say anything, you are complicit.
You didn't raise your voice.
You didn't raise your voice. And I said to myself, why can't we have a man in the mold of the national vice chairman, one of the national vice chairmen in APC, Aliyu Lukman, who can talk, who can defend their position and says, what you are doing is wrong. Not people who can be shouted down. People who will sit down, put their thoughts.
Who will throw their weight around.
Put their thoughts together and put it on paper and say, see, I'm not just saying it, I'm putting it in black and white. So that when tomorrow comes, somebody will be able to say, this man said so. Lukman was sent on suspension too, but they called him back immediately because what he was fighting for, what he was saying, was the truth.
That's it.
A party that does not have a soul, a conscience, is dead.
Do you remember what happened on the eve of an election to the APC in Zamfara State when the INEC brandished the yellow card?
And threw those people out.
Yeah.
So we must know that those things will keep happening if we are not careful. Political parties are not newsrooms. They are not military barracks, where at some point somebody must take charge and give the orders. Political parties are gatherings of men with different interests. And when they decide to take those interests away, like Fayose, like the G5, like Chimaroke Unamani did, you are going to have, you are just going to spoil the fruit. There is nothing you can do about it.
So you would have too many cooks in the kitchen, and so you are fearful of the kind of meal that will come from such a kitchen.
You know, the way it is, it's not even a case of too many cooks. Too few cooks deciding for everyone. That's what we see, whether in the APC or PDP. A small band of people believing that it is whatever they want that must prevail. If they don't love you, they don't want you, you have no future in the party.
If somebody sees them before you get there.
So, in this case, you do not rush to suspend people of this caliber, politicians of this caliber. These are difference makers. These are big politicians. These are people that the opposition will be happy
to have.
Your rivals will be happy to jump at them. Whether you like it or not, Fayose is a grassroots politician. He has value. No matter what you say about him, he has value. And he's somebody who is sure-footed. If he believes in something, he fights for it. You need him in your corner. When you have Fayose in your corner, you can go to bed convinced that you have someone who can fight till death for you. So is that the kind of person that you simply want to throw out of your party? Because it will make the other party, it will make the rival party stronger.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Attention will go there.
Yes. Yeah. When you have Fayose now from Ekiti, joining the APC in Ekiti, it becomes a one-party state. Effectively, completely. It becomes a one-party state. Because he's the biggest politician in the APC there in terms of the appeal, in terms of his capacity to mobilize. He's the biggest. I'm very sure of that. This is a man who defeated 2 incumbent governors. Who is the Nigerian governor who has Fayose's record? He defeated 2 incumbents. And he didn't win by rigging. He won hands down. Hands down. Forget all the noise about, he rigged. How did he rig? In 2003, when he came and defeated Adebayo, you cannot say that was rigging because he came from nowhere. And when he bounced back to defeat Kawudifayemi, you cannot say that was rigging. He won hands down. He won all the local governments. Right. So you can't have such a person and feel that, look, we can dispense with him like a sweet wrap on the floor. No, you can't do that. You must keep your valuable players Coaches keep their valuable players.
In the team, yeah.
You want to be throwing your valuable players away. You've lost an election. Instead of coming together and seeing how you can build on that and become stronger, you want to send away your big politicians. How are you going to win the next one?
Magic.
Who allow magic to happen?
I wonder. Dotu, there's this talk about internal party democracy. Yeah. You know, it's missing.
We've spoken on it on this program a couple of times. And the truth is that until when that is grounded in our parties, we'll continue to see these things.
I mean, because every party has a constitution, and that constitution is that like the rule book.
Yes, the constitution is there. But at the same time, even if you need to tamper with certain things in that constitution for convenience sake, you must get the buy-in of others. It's not by
fiat.
It's not by making a pronouncement. It's not by saying we have decided. For instance, you want to go into a primary. You already know where the result or the outcome will tilt.
Yeah.
Then you now take that man out who is likely to have won, and then he goes into an opposition party. He's definitely going to have his way. Just like what happened in Nasarawa State. And in a couple of states, it happened with some senatorial and state assembly seats in some states. So that will keep happening. What you need to do, if you feel very strongly, for instance, that a particular clan needs to produce a candidate.
So be it.
And what you need to do is sit down and have an agreement. We've seen it happen in Kogi, where two people close to themselves, friends, wanted to go to the center. And they said, no, it's going to this town next. And the moment that was decided, that was what the people did. Even if the party did not go in that direction.
Yeah.
The people decided. Your town has had it, it's our turn. So if the party decides to now take it away, then the people will show them.
No, they won't vote for them.
They won't vote for you.
Now, Fayose through his lawyer is asking for apology that by retracing his steps, they have admitted that even the content of the letter
was wrong.
Something was wrong with it. So he was talking about that, the libelous press release made on the 23rd of March through the office of the PDP spokesman. They described it as reckless, irresponsible, unfounded, malicious, and not unsubstantiated. So he's demanding for unreserved apology to be made by the NWC in an issued press release to all affected leaders, particularly Fayose. So PDP still has a chance to put his house in order.
I agree with you.
As we suggested
what
to them.
What would you say to them now, because they are watching?
Yes, as I said when we first discussed this issue some days back, you are already in a weakened position. You have lost an election. Lost many of your states, even in you lost many states in the governorship election. Try to make your party stronger.
Yeah.
Not to be chasing away the heavy hitters in your party, because whichever way you look at it, these people are heavy hitters in the party.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't need at this time to just simply chase people away without even without a recourse to your constitution as amended in 2017. So this is the time for them to look at this matter again, meet with the people concerned, and say, look, these are our fears. These are our concerns about you people.
All right.
Some of your actions we do not like. Can we start afresh and build a party that we all can be proud of? I always give the example of what happened in Kano. Kwankwaso lost in 2019. He did not bring the roof down on anybody. He did not tell his supporters, to make Kano ungovernable. Because given the number of his supporters, if he said that, it is a possibility that it will happen. He just calmed down, believing that 4 years is just a number.
Yeah.
Today, the party his party won the election, and his own popularity is even greater than that of 2019.
That's it.
You know, because he won in places where he didn't win in 2019. So that's the value of patience, not simply to rush into action, take harebrained decisions that in the final analysis you then regret.
All right, so let's bury this subject matter by saying to the PDP, in politics, there's no permanent friendship or enmity. Only interest is permanent. We wish you well.